Alright folks, I put together a great video for you all. I know you're going to enjoy this one, so make sure you stick around till the end. First, we're going to go over what in the world is happening with the price of silver right now. There's an article that came out today, just a few hours ago, which is talking about silver's price, and they go over 3 key points of what's affecting the price of silver right now that we need to keep up to date with. And then we're going to take a step back and look at the macro. Another article came out a few days ago. Is a major physical silver supply squeeze developing? I think we all know the answer to that, but this one is a great article. We need to talk about that as well. But I also wanted to announce real quick that I made a channel on the free speech website called Rumble. It is like YouTube, but uncensored. I can say whatever I want on here and don't have to worry about getting demonetized or getting flagged or a strike or anything like that. It truly is free speech to the fullest extent. I mean, RFK Jr. has his channel on here. He could never have a channel on YouTube. A lot of Trump stuff is on here. It truly is just, it's amazing. I love this platform, and it seems like a lot of you are already on here. I made my channel yesterday, and I already have over 200 followers. My videos are getting several hundred views, so it seems like you all have already been using this platform, and if you haven't yet, I highly recommend you check it out because there's a lot of stuff on there that you wouldn't be able to see on other platforms, if you get what I'm saying. So go check me out on there. Go give me a follow. I'll post the link to my Rumble channel in the description. So let's dive into this. Silver daily forecast. It's up 1.25% to $29.60, more upside ahead. So here are the key points that they're going over right now, which I do think we should talk about. Silver holds steady at $29.54, despite the US dollar reaching a nearly 1-month high. Geopolitical tensions between Hamas and Israel could drive investor demand for safe haven assets like silver. Stronger US jobs data suggests delayed Fed rate cuts, keeping treasury yields high and limiting silver gains. So those are important, and trust me, we're going to go into all those topics. Those are just some key points just to highlight what we're going to discuss. But I'm curious what you all think about silver right now as well. Lately, I've been covering the episode with Andy, the most recent episode of the Silver Stacking podcast, so I haven't had some current news. It's basically just been talking about a lot of the bigger stuff politically and, ending November and all that. So what do you guys think about silver right now? Not looking ahead, just right now, where do you guys see silver's price? Are you buying right now at $29.60, or are you holding off, or what's your take on it? In this article, they're going to be talking about some very heavy stuff. I might skip over some of it, not even just because of YouTube censoring it or anything. It makes me sick to my stomach to hear some of the stuff going on around the world, and unfortunately this stuff does involve silver. It affects the price of silver, so I have to cover it. But right now a lot's happening, folks. So here's the market overview. Despite the US dollar's rise to a nearly 1-month high, silver remains steady around $29.54 due to investor demand for safe haven assets amid geopolitical tensions and market uncertainty. Hamas accuses Israel of a severe war crime in its attack on the Nusayrat refugee camp, resulting in casualties, including children. Israel denies the allegation. This may heighten geopolitical tensions impacting safe haven assets like silver. And see, that's why I have to cover this stuff. The last sentence, this may heighten geopolitical tensions impacting safe haven assets like silver. Additionally, a stronger U.S. NFP report suggests the Fed might delay rate cuts, keeping U.S. Treasury bond yields high and supporting the U.S. dollar. And this strength in the dollar limits gains in silver prices. So then you have the impact of the Gaza conflict on global markets and safe haven assets. Right now, death toll in Gaza rises to 274, including 64 children, over 700 Palestinians injured. Investors may seek refuge in precious metals like silver, possibly leading to an increase in its price due to heightened geopolitical tensions and concerns about stability in the region. And you don't even have to say that with just that situation. We're talking about across the world, everything that's happening right, pushes geopolitical tensions higher, which affects the price of precious metals as they are safe haven assets. So, U.S. dollar strength and job data impact on silver. The U.S. dollar strengthened following positive job data, and this is what mainly affected the price of silver. I would say a lot more than the previous paragraph. The non-farm payrolls report for May exceeded expectations, prompting investors to adjust their forecast for a Federal Reserve interest rate cut in September. This maintained elevated Treasury bond yields and pushed the U.S. dollar to its highest level in nearly a month. The probability of a September rate cut dropped from 70% to around 50%, with markets now projecting only 125 basis point reduction later in the year, possibly in November or December. The NFP report showed the U.S. economy added 272,000 jobs in May, surpassing the expected 185,000, despite the unemployment rate rising to 4%. Strong job growth with a 4.1% increase in average hourly earnings could necessitate prolonged high interest rates. Therefore, strong U.S. job data bolstered the dollar, pressuring silver prices by reducing the likelihood of Fed rate cuts, keeping Treasury yields high, and limiting silver gains. So here is the short-term forecast. Short-term prices, they are expected to remain volatile, and of course that's an obvious thing that you're going to see with something like silver hovering around $29.59. Watch for a potential bullish breakout above $29.69 or a bearish trend if prices fall below the $29.12 pivotal point. It's currently trading at $29.59. So that's where silver's at right now. So silver squeeze, is there a silver squeeze developing? There is a strong prospect that silver's price could rise much further in the coming months. And this was written a few days ago. At the COMEX market close on Wednesday, June 5th, the spot price of silver was up almost 25% from where it settled at the end of last year. In recent weeks, the prices have been even higher than that. Normally, when there has been such a relatively large move in a commodity's price, you will tend to see a retrenchment, often giving up half of its recent gains. Then prices can stagnate at those levels. That has not happened yet this time around. And that is exactly what I've been mentioning. We haven't seen that stability that, normally you would see a huge rise and then a very large pullback, but the pullback wasn't large at all, and that's probably because we broke past that very strong $30 resistance level, meaning that now prices can comfortably sit at this new bottom, which is even more bullish since we still haven't seen the rest of this playing out. In fact, there's a strong prospect that silver's price could reach much higher in the coming months. According to the Silver Institute's research, there was a combined shortfall from 2021 to 2023 of more than 663 million ounces of silver supply to meet demand before factoring in inventory movements into and out of silver exchange traded funds, or ETFs. This shortfall amounts to almost 80% of annual global silver mining output. Another shortfall of 215 million ounces is forecasted for 2024. Just on this basis, there is pressure for higher silver prices. So in recent months, Reliance Industries in India had so much difficulty acquiring physical silver to use in manufacturing solar panels and other photovoltaic products that the company ended up purchasing COMEX silver futures contracts. Upon maturity of those contracts, it asked for physical delivery of at least 25 million ounces of silver. And you can see why that might become a new problem, because we know that silver in COMEX is not actually existent. The amount of paper contracts is not equivalent to physical. So if everyone tried to turn in those contracts to physical delivery, it would show the hand, it would expose the facade, and it would crash the market. It would crash COMEX. It's exactly what the Hunt brothers did, which pushed silver to the highest price it's ever been, still till this day. The private sector's demand for physical gold in China has been so strong this year that demand for investment purposes in that nation rose 26.9% in the first quarter of 2024 compared to the first quarter of 2023. I mean, India imported more silver in the first 4 months of 2024 than the entirety of 2023 alone. Just India. becoming the biggest silver consumer, which it's usually been China. So then you have gold imports into China have not been enough to cover demand. So Chinese buyers are purchasing gold contracts on the Shanghai Futures Exchange. Combine the volume of gold trading with the Shanghai Gold Exchange and Shanghai Futures Exchange now exceeds the volume of the COMEX entirely. To try to mitigate the shortage of physical gold in that country, the government ordered the media there several weeks ago to urge the public to purchase physical silver instead of gold. I remember that article. Specifically. I covered that. I made a video covering that the Chinese specifically said, let's start focusing on silver. Over the past 2 weeks, the price of physical silver in China has risen as high as $4 above the global spot price. Between strong physical demand in India and China, there appears to be a good prospect of much higher silver prices soon. So yeah, folks, there you have it. This stuff is not made up. There is definitely something huge going on behind the scenes. I don't even have to say behind the scenes because these countries are buying it publicly. Very obvious what they're doing. But for some reason, not everyone is caught on or even wondering why they're buying so much gold or silver. If you put two and two together, it makes perfect sense. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Remember, folks, if you guys wanted to purchase gold or silver, make sure to email me, slayer@milesfranklin.com, or call me 330-485-6172. The deals for Monday today have not come out yet, but when they do, I will let you guys know. I have a newsletter, or you guys can just email me and I'll let you know what this week's deals are, and I'll make sure you guys are taken care of. We have great prices all the time, and I appreciate you all. Make sure to go follow me on Rumble as well. Thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.